well as inform you of next steps. The conditional use interim ordinance was approved by Council November 28th, 2022 as an urgency ordinance to be in effect for 6 months. The ordinance proposed to shift many existing conditional uses throughout various zoning districts to permitted based on specific considerations. These changes were proposed to help provide a more effective delivery of city services by freeing up staff time to review and approve housing and support services to support a safe and healthy community. It was meant to improve on and provide increased capacity for ongoing operations, as well as provide an interim solution while the city studies and contemplates broader amendments to improve review process efficiencies through the code reform project. The City of Missoula continues to face historic levels of development review, causing backlogs and delays that are directly and indirectly impacting our ability to move key priorities like residential projects forward. So this is a procedural process to extend the existing interim conditional use ordinance for 1 year prior to its expiration on May 28th. As a reminder, the zoning code includes 3 basic use designations: permitted by right, unpermitted, generally called prohibited, and conditional. Conditional uses are intended to provide a transparent public review process for land uses that, because of their widely varying design and operational characteristics, require a case-by-case review in order to determine whether they will be compatible with surrounding uses and development patterns. Uses are reviewed by certain criteria found in Title 20 and approved by City Council after a public hearing. When Title 20 was adopted in 2009, it included 49 use types that, depending on which zoning district they occurred in, may be conditional. In 2019, 2 of those uses were removed from the conditional use process, and in November of 2022, the adopted interim ordinance reduced the number of conditional uses to 28, with 13 of those being changed to permitted in some districts. As staff approached the original project, we applied several conditions which helped us identify that focusing on the individual uses themselves was the most intuitive way to proceed with proposed changes, and this slide shows the considerations that staff used. Along with the previous considerations, staff included these assumptions while evaluating uses. Based on applying these criteria and assumptions, we landed on 3 categories of amendments: changing some uses from conditional to permitted in each district it was listed, changing some uses from conditional to permitted in some districts, and not changing some uses that are conditional at all. As noted previously, this resulted in a final total of 28 conditional uses across all zoning districts, with 13 of those being permitted in some districts they were previously conditional in. The following slides generally show the conditional uses included in the original ordinance, and each slide indicates which of 3 categories each conditional use ended up in. No changes are being suggested with this extension. And because we went into detail for the original presentation, I won't repeat that today, but I will be happy to answer questions later. The first category, pardon me, are those uses that were changed to permitted in every district that use was listed as conditional. And this continues the list of change to permitted in every district it was listed as conditional. The next category are those uses that were changed to permitted in some of the districts they were listed as conditional, while remaining conditional in others. The changes only applied to the zoning districts the use originally appeared in. Uses were not added to or deleted from other zoning districts. And this list continues those uses that were permitted in some of the districts they were listed as conditional.